Hey, House of Payne fans. It's little old me, Joshua, back at it with another one. Calvin, Laura, and Miranda. That's all I need to say, because you already know what this is about. So if you saw Season 10, Episode 20, Fine Wine last Tuesday night, you know that we saw Calvin go back to 2008 by flirting and making out with Victoria, who happens to be a realtor. And I'm assuming Calvin has plans to sell the condo someday, perhaps after he remarries, which looks very unlikely at this point. Fortunately for player Calvin, he was caught slipping by Curtis instead of Laura, who popped in earlier than Calvin expected shortly after Victoria left Calvin's spot. And Curtis was his saving grace because Laura would have for surely caught him in the act if Curtis didn't pop up, and it would have really been another Mercedes situation instantly. Someone in the comments on the IG fan page said, what would have made this better was if Victoria was leaving as Laura was arriving. And honestly, I really would have liked to see how that would have played out. Because that would have been 2 times the drama. But I don't know, because, knowing Laura's character, she would have just been like, you did what? How could you? all that dramatic stuff, And no disrespect to Quinn Walters, who plays Laura, by the way. I remember her from The Haves and the Have-Nots, Barbershop 2, and Medea's Family Funeral. And she does great work. But as for her Laura character, not really feeling her. Just saying. But anyway, in the upcoming episode set to air on January 11th on BET, we see a scene at his condo with Miranda, Calvin, and Laura. And from the look of their faces, the conversation is nothing peachy. And I'm wondering if that's when Laura will find out about him and Victoria, because that will have to be mentioned again at some point. I just know it will. Storylines on the show are usually serialized as they are continuing plots. That's how the episodes get made. Without it, there will be nothing to talk about. And due to the fact that Miranda is a realtor herself, I'm not so sure if Laura and Miranda are still co-workers at the same office as of season 10. But if so, if they are still co-workers, it would have been even more dramatic if Victoria too works at the same office. And that would throw us sort of a plot twist that Miranda may also know Victoria, and perhaps the two got together to create some stunt to test Calvin's loyalty in hopes to sabotage Calvin and Laura's engagement. Now that I think about it, you guys remember when Tracy was low-key trying to win back Calvin in season 6 after she lost her husband? She was making unexpected visits to Calvin and Miranda's condo, like what Miranda has been doing since season 9, and then popped up to Ella and Curtis' house as Curtis and the guys were throwing a man shower for Calvin, while Ella was setting up a baby shower as Miranda, at the time when Miranda was pregnant with Christian. And Tracy surprisingly kissed Calvin and then he rejected her. And I noticed after that, things got sour with Calvin and Tracy, especially after that condo fire that involved Calvin Jr., his firstborn son. Ever since then, she's been giving Calvin hell with custody battles and etc., which did indicate some bitterness. And that may explain Miranda's actions this season due to the fact that the tables are turning as she's now the baby mama and Calvin is moving on with another woman, which is basically Laura and Miranda's shoes from the original series at this point with the Tracy drama. And this Victoria storyline just came so suddenly. And, we're only 1 episode away from the season finale. And there's always some cliffhanger or a plot twist at the end, right? So with that being said, I'm starting to smell a setup. And I'm still wondering if Miranda is still being petty and sent Victoria in a way to sabotage Calvin and Laura's engagement. And Miranda has a plan according to the synopsis. So whatever that plan is, it just might have something to do with Calvin and Laura. And believe me, things will get ugly before they get cute. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments section. I love you for listening today, and I will see you next time on Joshua.
Once again, fight. You're on point, tell. Once again, fight. Hey, yo, that kid is nice.